And ending, you can never count Arsenal out. Gabriel Martinelli has only gone and done it again, scoring late on with a world-class assist from Eberechi Eze, making it 1-1. Erling Haaland with an early goal in 9 minutes to Martinelli taking it to stoppage time to get a point for Arsenal. Hey, the league table is looking good. Arsenal 1-1 Manchester City means Manchester City are 9th with the same points as Manchester United, and Arsenal are 2nd with 10 points alongside Tottenham. I know Liverpool are flying away, running away with 15 points, but if Manchester United can start winning games, because we've got Brentford and Sunderland and Liverpool, we can honestly save our season. We need to now win our next 3 games. The next 3 games are going to be crucial for us. We need to win. We need to pick up them points and get back on top 4 run. Hey, fair play Martinelli. This guy's on something else this season, and I said that and I meant it. Martinelli is on something this season. This guy's absolutely balling out. He's cooking for Arsenal. What a goal. What a game. What did we just witness? This is why we love the Premier League.
Let it all work out. Gokeres can't score a goal. Let it all work out. He's not scoring anymore. Let it all work out. Only scores games born for. Let it all work out. Who? Na 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 da 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 da.
Arsenal won, Man City won, Gabriel Martinelli with a last minute equaliser. Fair play to Arsenal. Today we seen Pep Guardiola play haram ball, let's be honest bro, that was proper haram ball. 5 at the back, time wasting in the first 20 minutes. I've never seen this from Pep. Pep has truly lived English football today bro, that's all I'm going to say. I can't lie, fair play to Arteta in the second half. He attacked and they got a deserved goal in my opinion. But why did Arteta sub Masquera on in the 90 plus 8th minute bro? I don't understand that bro. Go for the winner. Why are you subbing on a defender? But yeah, I think it's a fair result for both sides. I think a draw is a fair result. I can't lie, man. What I see from Pep today, fair play. That's all I'm going to say, bro. Fair play. Erling Haaland, the best transitional striker in the world. That guy's insane, bro. He's the best striker, full stop. So good. And Pep taking off Haaland and Foden, I didn't understand that, bro. He basically lost his attacking outlet and then he just went defensive. He literally parked the double-decker bus. And obviously, if you park the bus sometimes, windows can be broken. And with the high line they played, as they played a brilliant ball, and also got the equaliser. But yeah, I think it's a fair result. Guys, please check out kitsock.com for the best football kits and jerseys for a cheap price. Use code Billy for 10% off your order. Please check them out, kitsock.com.
Let's go! Arsenal have managed to claw themselves a draw from playing the most terrible, disgusting football I think I've seen Arsenal play all season. This was up there with the Liverpool performance. Arteta, you now need to understand, you cannot keep getting away with playing that free in midfield. And it was terrible. Trossard, it took you until the 85th minute to take off Trossard. 85th minute for Waneri. Very good ball by Eze. Your substitutions saved you again. Bro, at some point, when are you going to start with a good team? Why did Eze not start today? Why did Waneri not start today? Why did Trossard start over Martinelli? These are big questions I want to know. But we'll take it for now. Big draw. Liverpool were the real winners. Liverpool the real winners of this weekend. Liverpool are 5 points clear of us. And we're only in game week 5. 5 points clear of us in game week 5. We dropped points to City and now Liverpool. If we want to be champions, we have to win games like this. And playing negative, why are we afraid? Why are we never brave? If I lost 3-0, but we played a good formation, I'll be like, fair enough, we got it wrong. Playing 3 in midfield, what is this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Arsenal have clawed themselves back a draw 1-1. We're not brave enough, I'll be honest, we're not.
Arsenal have managed to scrape a draw right at the end against Man City, tying 1-1 thanks to a Martinelli equaliser. And what a finish, by the way. That Martinelli finish was outrageous. He took that goal so well. All I learned from this game is that Liverpool will retain the Premier League pretty comfortably. I don't think it will be much of a competition at all. These two are meant to be the title contenders, but I don't think City's squad is deep and as good as it has been in the last 5 years, so I don't think they'll be able to push Liverpool right to the very end. And looking at this Arsenal team, I just think the squad selections from Arteta and the lucidness of the players isn't at the level it takes to win the Premier League. Even going into this game, playing Trossard and Marino from the start. Why? Why do that? Why would you start Trossard on the left and Marino in the three-man midfield? Why would Eze not play? Whether that be in the advanced 8 role or off the left. Why? I would go as far to say, why didn't Martinelli start over Trossard? Martinelli came on in the Champions League and looked incredible. He looked incredible today again. He deserves to start. I understand why Saka didn't start because he's coming back from an injury. And Madueke was actually good in the first half. He was one of Arsenal's better players. But my goodness, the squad selection again from Arteta is insane. As for Man City, I actually thought they were the better team today. They've changed from this possession-based football and adopted this super effective transition football, which makes a lot more sense considering the personnel that they have in this current team, using the likes of Haaland, who for me is the best transition striker I've actually ever seen since I started watching football in 2010. The guy's a joke. Doku, who's a perfect transition winger. They're moving the ball quickly, rapidly, effectively, counter-attacking into spaces, which is harming the opposition. And I think Pep has learned that he doesn't have the skill set, like the players with the elite level skill set to play that possession-based football anymore that can just kill opposition, which Arsenal is that now. Arsenal adopted this possession-based football based on Guardiola's philosophy, whereas City adopted this super effective transition football, and it worked today. But it was a lapse in judgment at the end from the City defence. The defensive line was way too high between the two centre-halves. Nobody knows what they're doing. Why Donnarumma came out of net, I have no idea. Stay on your line. Do not come out of goal. You made it. The angle was tight, but it would have been a lot harder for Martinelli to finish had you stayed on your line. I don't know. Defensive errors from City cost them today. But overall, you saw Arsenal in the first half and Arsenal in the second half were two completely different squads. A lot more bright, a lot more effective when the likes of Saka, Eze, Martinelli came on. They brought urgency, they brought pace, they brought some creativity, something that Arsenal massively lacked in the first half. But let me know in the comment section what you thought about this game. Click that follow button if you haven't already. We're so close to 110k. And I'll do a more in-depth match analysis on my YouTube channel at JFTV Luca very soon, within the next hour or so.
Arsenal is losing 1-0 against Manchester City at half time. 0 shots on target by Arsenal. No creative players in midfield. Again, we're starting Moreno. Trossard as well starting, by the way. Done nothing today. Calafiori been making mistakes. Saliba, the game's too early for him. Moreno, flipping Rice and Zubimendi as a midfield trio should never ever happen. Waneri's on the bench. Eze, Bukayo Saka all on the bench along with Martinelli. It stunk of absolute shit. I'm live right now. Peak Fight on Twitch for the second half. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Will Arsenal make a comeback? I am praying.
There it is, guys. Arsenal won, Man City won. And I'll be honest with you, I think Arsenal got a bit lucky today to get a draw out of this game. They were very lucky. Great finish from Martinelli, I must say. That was an absolutely wonderful finish from Martinelli. The way he lofted it over Donnarumma, great finish. However, I do think Arsenal were lucky today. I think Arteta's lineup was absolutely horrific. To start Marino, Rice and Zubimendi, in my opinion, is not necessary. You're at home against your potential title rivals. Do you need to start all three of them? Eze should have started that game, and you saw, because in the first half Arsenal were not good enough. Man City got the early goal and they defended well. They were comfortable. In the second half though, he brought them both on, Eze and Saka, and you saw the performance upped. Where I think Pep fumbled was he took off Haaland too early. Haaland could have played 90 minutes if you ask me. Give Arsenal something to worry about. You taking him off and then taking Doku off a bit earlier than you should have. It made Arsenal just attack City more and more and more. They should have kept Haaland on the pitch for a bit longer. However, it's fine margins. If Arsenal had scored that goal at the end, we would have been saying Pep masterclass. But hey, Arsenal were lucky today, in my opinion. Lucky.
Points dropped or 1 point gained? Arsenal fans, let me know what you think in the comments. I personally think you have dropped 2 points there. I think you should beat this Manchester City side. I really do. The game in general wasn't amazing. It started well. There was a bit of needle between Gabriel and Bernardo Silva. Erling Haaland put Man City 1-0 up early on. I thought this could get tasty now. It's going to be lively. Arsenal going to be pushing for a goal. They're going to be open at the back a little bit. There could be a high-scoring game on our hands here, but it just didn't pan out that way. Arsenal had the best chances. I don't remember Man City having too much. I don't remember David Raya having too many saves to make. Obviously, Arsenal pushing with the long throw-ins and the corners, but Donnarumma was fantastic. I think he could be a massive difference maker for City this season. He made a few good saves, and every corner, cross, he was just there punching it clear. But the game itself didn't really do much. And then that second half, I mean, once it got to about the 70th minute, Pep Guardiola decided 1-0 will do. He took Erling Haaland off. He had Doku on the pitch to start the only outlet. He went with 4, 5, 6 defenders on the pitch. It was a strange one because I've never seen him do that before. We've never really seen Pep Guardiola do that. And I'll give him the same stick as I would give Mikel Arteta if the shoe was on the other foot. It didn't work because they've ended up drawing the game. If they'd have won it, you'd said not fair play. But just when Arteta came to Anfield the other week and played quite defensive, if they'd have won that game, you'd give them credit. But when it doesn't work, you have to say, that's not good enough. Manchester City could have seen that game out. I think Arsenal were pushing. Manchester City could have kept the attacking players on the pitch and gone and tried making it 2-0, 3-0 and winning the game. But Pep Guardiola decided that 1-0 was going to be enough. And in the end, it clearly wasn't.
Arsenal won, Man City won. Martinelli has kept Arsenal in the title race. One of the most important goals of his career. What a week he's had. The finish against Bilbao and now against Donnarumma. Even if Donnarumma was 5 yards closer to his own net, which he should have been,
he still gets lobbed by Martinelli. Arteta got it completely wrong today. Moreno starting this kind of game instead of Eze. That is a criminal offence, but at least Arteta understood that he got it wrong. And look, he's the one playing the ball for Martinelli. Eze today changed the game. A big moment for Mikel Arteta. And this is absolutely staggering. It's the lowest amount of possession that Guardiola's ever had in a game in the Premier League. He's reverted to Mikel Arteta. At points, it was a flat back 6. I know it's a young Man City side. It's a side in transition. But with Donnarumma, Gvardiol, Diaz, do you need that many defenders on the pitch? It was overly negative, and it's given Liverpool a huge bit of momentum in the title race. I think both sides could string enough wins together to challenge Liverpool, but a 1-1 draw is nowhere near good enough. At least Mikel Arteta has now learned that in big home games, especially when Liverpool come around in the business end of the season, Eze starts these games, Odegaard, even the likes of Ethan Ranieri, these guys have to be far more ambitious to go out and win a game of football. Mikel Arteta learnt that today.
Final draw today, and it could have been more if Arteta was a bit braver from the start in starting Eze. He completely changed the dynamic of the game. Great assist for a lovely goal from Gabriel Martinelli. And having that more creative emphasis in the team made a big difference at half-time. The question at the end of everyone's lips is going to be, why did he start with Eze on the bench? And it's a fair question as well. The first half was not good enough. There was no finesse in that final third. Passes had too much weight on it or not enough. Prime example was there was a lovely run from Declan Rice. He tried to pass it to Madueke and it was behind him. And that was the story of the first half. Trossard with a through ball to Gyökeres, too much on it. It felt clunky. There was no cohesion between the midfield and the attack. And when City took the lead in 8 minutes, I thought it was going to be a long day. The second half was completely different. There was more pace. It was more direct. The quality was much better. With that come risks at being a little bit open on the counter-attack. But we've got to take those risks. And we've got a good enough side, a disciplined enough side to take that risk from the start of the game. Big shout out to Martinelli because he's been getting pelters for the last 18 months. And rightly so sometimes. But he came on against Bilbao and made a big difference. And today he got the winner. And what a go it was. Lovely ball from Eze. Lovely dink over the keeper from Martinelli. And we deserved at least a point today. I know there's going to be a lot of head loss online, so I'm going to keep away from that. But let me hear your thoughts in the comment section.
Arsenal play haram ball, Mikel Arteta has ruined football. Then what the hell do you call this? Astaghfirullah. Never in a million years would I have thought Pep Guardiola's Manchester City would be parking the bus for 90 minutes straight against Arsenal. 33 touches in the opposition box. Manchester City had 5, and apparently they had 33% possession the whole game, which is the lowest in their history with Pep Guardiola. If I'm being honest with you, that's 2 points drop. Mikel Arteta, I think you need to understand that a midfield of Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi, and Mikel Merino, it just doesn't work. Especially when you play with a striker like Victor Gyökeres, what do you expect? He was going to be terrible. You set him up for failure. At this point, Victor Gyökeres will go on to be a flop at Arsenal if we keep playing like this. If we keep setting up the team with no creativity. He's a striker that needs chaos. He needs creativity. He needs those balls in behind. That midfield three ain't doing it, man. Putting Eberechi Eze on a bench in one of the biggest games of the season. What are we doing? Because he comes on, ball from deep, straight into Martinelli. Martinelli scores the equalizer. Coming on again off the bench. He's proven to be a really good super sub. I am so happy for Martinelli. That finish, by the way, the composure in that minute of the game. What a finish. Martinelli, props to you. Eberechi Eze, props to you. Mikel Arteta, they bailed you out. Some positive news, Bukayo Saka today looked unbelievable. When he came on, instantly the best player on the pitch. I've been missing this guy so much. But then again, Noni Madueke, when he was playing in that first half, he's the one who got subbed off. He was unbelievable. He was our biggest threat again. But here's my problem. Why did we sub Madueke for Bukayo Saka when Trossard was on the pitch not doing anything? Instead, why don't we put Madueke to the left and Bukayo Saka to the right? That would have been so much more threatening, and we probably would have scored another goal.
People have a go at Arsenal for being too defensive. Did you see that Man City performance? About 30% possession, sat in all game, did absolutely nothing, had one counter-attack with Haaland and scored it. Apart from that, we were all over them and we just couldn't break them down. 1-1. Oh my God, how have we not won that game? How have we not won that game? We started off so well, first 10 minutes, the momentum was up, we were pushing City back, then one counter-attack. They break our press once and Haaland scores. So infuriating, takes all the momentum out of us. Madueke with the only real chance really in the first half. Second half, Eze and Saka come on. Oh my God, the level just went up. Saka was brilliant on the right, causing problems, winning fouls. Eze looked brilliant. Was really good to see him in the 10. Then Martinelli came on the left, got his goal in the 93rd minute. Brilliant. So happy for him. Lovely ball over the top by Eze. Brilliant finish by Martinelli.
You're not going to win, make sure you do not lose. And that's what we achieved today. Not what I wanted, but final score at the Emirates, Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1. We'll get into it before I do. If you could Martinelli dink that follow button there, that'd be great. Cheers. And yeah, obviously I'm happy, especially for Gabriel Martinelli to once again come on and have that impact as a finisher. If we can go to Charlie Austin to see what he thinks about finishers. No, not there. Okay, fair enough. But despite that, it feels like the team that came out and started the second half should have started the first half. The lineup... The first half kind of become what all my fears were when I saw the lineup, really. Just a bit turgid. No one between the lines. You can get the ball zipping about on the deck. It was a game that was relying on set pieces and long throws and physicality. But we let City score, I'd say, too easily. And we just didn't have really any dynamism in the first half. I think the Haaland goal, listen, he's inevitable. What a finisher he is. And it's for that reason that, and I'm going to dare to tell a centre-back as world-class as Saliba is how to defend. It kind of felt like... the way that we defended it kind of made what happened inevitable. I felt like maybe Saliba's just gone and got on Haaland. And then if Rangers beats Timber, who's a very good 1v1 defender, by the way, gets into the box and scores, then fine. But kind of doing neither committing the man or marking out the player. He just picked his moment, played in Haaland, and he's always scoring there. It was too easy. It was soft. We got done on transition. But yeah, first half was quite poor. It needed a statement at half time. And I think we did get one. Perhaps harshly losing Madueke, who I thought was good in the first half. Drew a big save out of Donnarumma at his near post. Saka came on, Eze came on into the 10, which, as I say, I think should have been the start. Perhaps not Saka, Madueke, it made sense, but certainly Eze in there. And it got a bit more like it, a bit more energy at the start of the second half, but, you know, a lot more of the ball, a lot more touches in their box, but they had the lead, so they kind of allowed us to have that in the same breath. I will say some goldfish commentary when they're saying, well, you know, we're commending Arsenal for their brilliant defending with a slim lead against Man City a while back. Were you? Or were you whinging the whole fucking time we were doing it despite having 10 men? And yeah, it's just a bit flat. To be honest, we were a bit crap. I don't think we've got anywhere near that sort of fluency that we needed. City defended well, fair play to them. But we got the break, and it was Eze from sort of a quarterback position, lifted the ball over to Martinelli, who made a really good run. City's defence kind of tried to play off sides, but it weren't there. And he's dinked it over Donnarumma, which takes some fucking doing, by the way. And at the end of it, I guess you take the draw. Listen, I'd have liked us to have gone and put a marker down there and really got at them, got on their throat. But it's frustrating. But as I say, if you're not going to win, make sure you don't lose. And that's what we've done. I'll do play ratings in a bit. Let me know what you think in the comments. Usual shit. Shut up then.
I'm about to show you one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen on a football pitch. Trossard throwing the ball back to Bernardo Silva and he goes down like he's been shot. I mean, he was on the floor for about 2 minutes. Absolute disgrace. I'm not going to lie, he was lucky to be on the pitch anyway because there's a horrific tackle on Gabriel. The ball isn't even in shot here. It's gone. And he just wipes him out. Anyway, let's talk about the game. Don't forget to follow me for more daily football content. Is there any point in anybody else being even talked about as being the best striker in the world other than him? City did what Arsenal do best at, and that is sitting back deep when they need to and just grinding out the game. I mean, look at this line. There is 9 players in this line and the goalkeeper there. 10 players are in shot. They're all in the line. But in added time, that line gets slightly higher. The ball gets chipped over the top. And Martinelli with an absolutely outrageous finish over Donnarumma. There is not much to talk about because not a lot actually happened. Look, for me, a draw in this game is probably a fair result. Man City constantly time wasting. Donnarumma even getting booked for taking too long on goal kicks. Every time a City player went down, they was down for 30 seconds. Time added on at the end. I mean, draw, fair result for me. What are your thoughts? Who deserved to win this game in your opinion?